What's up? How is it going? Hope you're doing well. I think this is Whiskey and the Word 8, maybe 8. I just recorded one yesterday because we're not recording next weekend because it's our wedding anniversary. So we're taking the entire weekend off, just spend some time together, do some fun things around town, like a little staycation type of thing for our anniversary next weekend. Very much looking forward to that. Unplugging, recharging the batteries, having a great time, just having fun again, not being so busy with work and everything else. Very much looking forward to that. Also looking forward to sharing this with you. This is a little bit of an oldie but goodie scripture. Also going to be drinking some Bowman Brothers small batch, and I'm going to talk about why I selected this. We have some recording we have to get done as well for our other channel, our whiskey channel, and that is why I have this. It's going to be a good warm-up pour for that, and I'm going to revisit it. I haven't tasted it in quite some time. I just looked, and on our local big box store, the price is up to $38 for this stuff, so that's going to factor into how I feel about what we're drinking here as well. But I want to talk about confidence and courage. And the verse is Joshua chapter 1, verse 9. Oldie but goodie, like I said. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. And this is such a good story. It's part of, when Joshua goes into the promised land with Caleb and the Israelites. There's a great part in here about Rahab, who is a prostitute, who puts them up and saves them from, the people that are seeking them out. And that goes to show that God uses all kinds of people in various walks of life, not maybe who you would expect. But going back to this verse, Joshua and Caleb seemingly had an insurmountable task, but as the Lord commanded Joshua, be strong and courageous. And I want to bring this up because I think it's really easy for us as human beings in our humanly ways to be self-conscious, or, we could be a little nervous. We could worry about what people might think of us or how we might be perceived. We might have all these little hang-ups or things that kind of rob us of our confidence. And that is totally human. I totally get that. I'm that way definitely in social situations. I'm a little bit more of like a small group or a one-on-one type of guy, especially in bigger crowds. I can be a little bit self-conscious and not have the confidence I need to. But one of the things that I love so much about this verse is it's easy to apply it to big situations and say that, not to be discouraged, not to be afraid in the face of these huge situations, these huge challenges we might be facing in our everyday personal lives. But I love applying it on a more everyday, regular life, not big situation, but little situation. If I am a child of God, which this book says that I am, then I'm made in His image, and I am living to reflect His presence and His love to other people. That's it. And as long as I'm confident that God is my God and that I'm His child, and I am just trusting in my identity in that, then it allows me to be confident. It allows me to realize that if somebody is judging me or thinking some kind of way about something I said or did, it's really more a testament to them and where they're at, and we know there are people that are like this. Some people just really love tearing other people down to build themselves up, or they really love, making fun of people because it makes them feel better about themselves. Or I actually don't think that really works, maybe temporarily, but making fun of people because they're really just feel so bad about themselves that they want to, it takes the feelings, it shifts the focus from their own feelings and how bad they might feel about themselves to someone else. And I feel sorry for those people. Nobody should have to feel that I don't think, and I wish everybody had the confidence to just live into who they were made to be. Whether you're a religious person or a spiritual person or not, I don't care in what context you want to think about it. Everybody should, I think, be confident in who they are as a human being. And I love seeing this in my daughter. Like, she is very much her own child. She's very much her own person, a little quirky, a little offbeat in a really cool way. And ever since she was a little kid, when she would point out differences, we talked about how those are to be celebrated. And now, she's like, Dad, you're weird. I'll be like, thank you. That's my response. And it's living in this confidence of the rooms you walk into, the situations you find yourselves in, the interactions that you have on a regular basis. If you can bring the confidence of being a child of God and just being someone that He is working through, and like the greatest commandment of all, love God, love others. As long as you're doing that, you can be confident in who you are. I think it's a beautiful thing. I think it's a wonderful thing. And I just wanted to share that and hopefully encourage you a little bit. Let's talk about this Bowman Brothers. Up to $38 now in our market. Every market's different. 90 proof Virginia straight bourbon whiskey, small batch, and some other information on the back that, their marketing stuff. But I brought this out because, like I said, we got to record a couple videos today. But I wanted to bring it out as well because I think that this has always been my best substitute for Buffalo Trace. If I couldn't get Buffalo Trace and I wanted a nice easy sipper, kind of fruity to have around, especially with the heat coming on, this is a great pour for that. I don't often sip it in a Glencairn, usually Buffalo Trace or Bowman Brothers. I put in a rocks glass, just neat, and sip it that way. And there's a lot of rumors, and I don't even think they're rumors. I think they might be confirmed that Bowman Brothers got their distillate from Buffalo Trace, took it out to Virginia, ran it through their copper pot stills, and then aged it in Virginia in their own barrels out there. So it's definitely like a twist on Buffalo Trace. I have since heard that they are making their own whiskey and that they are aging it out there. I don't know if there's truth to that or not. I do know that they are owned by Sazerac, the parent company who also owns Buffalo Trace. And I will say this bottle right here, I got it sometime last year. So it's not terribly old. So unless they very recently swapped over to their new distillate that may be different from this, then, and maybe I'll go get one of those bottles and compare to this, because I can find this a lot easier than I can find Buffalo Trace, although Buffalo Trace is getting easier to find in our market and a lot of markets out there. Yeah, it smells like chewy sweet tarts, but not the blue one. Green apple, cherry, grape. Faint on the green apple, cranked up on the cherry and the grape. Sugary sweet in a fruity kind of candy way. Smells lovely. Cheers. .90 proof, easy as she goes. We're just a really good sipper, really enjoyable. This is like a game day bottle, watching a movie bottle. Like I said, I just want to throw it in a rocks glass and have something generally sweet, fruity sweet to sip on. I don't know the age on this. It's not age stated, but it's just like a good starting point, I think, or a good session whiskey, if you will, to use some terminology from the brewing and beer world. But yeah, that's $38. I really wouldn't want to pay more than that for it, but that is pushing the limits. I'm not mad at it for that price, though. I'm not going to be running through it, but I don't drink a lot anyways. I usually just have a pour of something and enjoy that for what it is, and that's kind of the extent of my drinking at any given point in time, unless I'm doing a comparison or something like that. One more sip. Yeah, very classic bourbon sweetness that leans to the fruity sweet side of like a sugary candy. Super enjoyable. Kind of falls off on the finish. Not very much burn, not very much spice. What I would call a smooth and easy sipper. You really can't go wrong with it if you're looking for something in that vein. Definitely check out Bowman Brothers. A lot of people do know about it, but a lot of people also don't know about it, which is why I wanted to bring it up and talk to you guys about it today. So, great pour to start the night off with. Great verse and a great thing I hope that can encourage you, that you can take it with you into your everyday life and find that confidence. We'll see you next week. Thank you for tuning in. Cheers.